Mentioned that heavy rain there. The problems tied to this flooding stretch well beyond Florida this morning, following a day of record rain up and down the East Coast. Let's go to NBC's Dylan Dreyer. She's in Baltimore for us this morning. Dylan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah. Right here, I am at the intersection of North Charles Street and 26th Street, or what's left of 26th Street, right here in the city of Baltimore. From up above, you can see a better view of this partial road collapse, most likely caused by the deluge of rain we had here on Wednesday and overnight as it washed away the earth below the street and sent it tumbling down. Engineers are now assessing the situation. This is just one of the many examples we are seeing across the country from this week's enormous storm. The tri-state area is waking up to a wet commute this morning after a night of non-stop rain. Philadelphia, New Jersey, and New York are now feeling the remnants of the same weather system that brought deadly tornadoes to the south just days ago. Weather caused hundreds of flight delays and cancellations in much of the Northeast, with Dulles Airport recording the wettest April day on record. The relentless rain proving too much for some Baltimore roads. 11 cars caught in a landslide, some ending up just feet from the train tracks below.
We heard a very large boom, and about 2 seconds later, the house swayed kind of like this.
I think of a sinkhole, I think of Florida, not Baltimore.
Meanwhile, across the south, residents just starting to clean up from the devastation caused by Tuesday's tornadoes are now coping with waist-high waters from flash floods. In Pensacola, Florida, record rainfall left the streets more fit for boats than cars. A terrifying moment for Katrina Shannon, trapped in her car on a flooded roadway. 3 waterline workers saw the distressed woman and sprung into action.
Saving her. That's all I could think about. Is I didn't want to see her die.
With just moments to spare, a successful rescue from the rushing water.
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank y'all, though. Y'all saved my life.
Not a problem.
That and praying.
Anything we can do.
I appreciate it, because I wouldn't gonna last much longer.
Now, not far from here, about 20 miles to the south in Laurel, Maryland, we have reports of evacuations of around 200 residents. Now, there was a planned dam release just to allow some of the high water to come through. We ended up with about up to 7 inches of rain in this area, so they needed to do that just to keep everybody safe in the surrounding area and release that dam. The good news is we are starting to see the clouds break apart and the rain is coming to an end. This whole storm system should exit the East Coast for good later today. And I have a feeling a lot of people are thinking good riddance. Matt and Savannah.
Indeed, Dylan Dreyer in Baltimore. Thank you. And Dylan took the question right out of my mouth. Are we done with this terrible weather this week?
Well, we're done with the rain, but the residual flooding will still continue because we've got all this runoff to deal with. Remember how everybody thought, hey, can't wait for winter to end and spring to begin? Not so much. Look at this. We're talking about flash flood warnings in the New York tri-state area into parts of Pennsylvania. Flash flood watches also in effect for just outside of Washington, D.C. And in fact, we put in the rivers here. We have major flooding possible for river levels from Philadelphia on into central New Jersey, on up into upstate New York, Wilmington, Delaware as well. More rain, but the good news is it's moving out, it's pushing up and away, and that's going to mean as this system moves up, we're going to see clearing coming in behind it. There'll be a few residual showers left over in the next hour or two. Rainfall amounts relatively light, about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch more, and that's mostly, guys, going to be into New England. But the good news is, as bad as that weather has been, it's just about over, and it's nowhere near as bad as the coordination of our patterns.
No. I'm going to tell you something. This is pattern apocalypse right here.
Yeah, we're wearing the Johnny Carson collection.
Well, we just wanted to test the proposition. Does the car dress work with the 2 plaids and the gold lame situation? And the answer is no.
No. Yeah. I didn't realize that there was the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang collection.
You know what? Those who live in plaid jackets really should not cast stones.